What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy T. You know what I'm saying? Half of on the ride up. You know what I'm saying? Or for those who just know me as T because you don't listen to the podcast. That's cool. No smoke. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? One day you will, maybe you won't. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nah, but listen. So we were supposed to do a podcast tonight, but we ain't get a chance to. You know what I'm saying? Conflicted schedule. So we probably going to record that tomorrow for the Friday drop date. But, you know, we be talking about music sometime, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things we be talking about is like the best ever and all that stuff, right? And we all know that it's depending on who you ask and where they come from and what they used to or who they surrounded by, the list is going to change. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know what I'm saying, out of, you know what I'm saying, they feel arbitrarily, you know what I'm saying, whatever, obligated. Hey, listen, driving focus at the same time. But anyway, they feel obligated to put certain people on the list, even if they don't listen to these people, out of fear of having people like look at them some type of way or feel some type of way. That's why I don't really care if you listen who the greatest of all time is. That list don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to know like who your favorite, like give me your favorite of all time. Your favorite of all time means more to you anyway. You're gonna be more real and scrutinize your list more, given who you think is your favorite of all time. And I think what can happen is you have a panel of respected people, you know what I'm saying, and then you pull those, you know what I'm saying, and then you see, okay, this is where this person lands. And I think that's generally what happens, like on ranker.com or whatever. But people be just like, it's a lot of capping on that stuff too. You see people going in there and just up clicking their favorite one, and just somebody hates some particular rapper, they just keep down clicking them or whatever, you know. And it's like that. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to break down the people. You know what I'm saying? You got to start from the bottom and then build your way up. Just saying who's the greatest of all time is too much of a broad stroke in my opinion. I feel as though, you know, not only should you go off of, okay, what's the greatest song any particular artist has, right? So my thing is, if you wouldn't even list, like I feel like if you list whoever your number one favorite artist is, your favorite song of all time should come from that artist, right? Or that artist should have a song in your top 3, not top 10. It should be in your top 3, right? Now, if you are a person, let's say you are a Biggie fan, right? And Biggie is your number one favorite rapper of all time, and that's a lot of people, and it's understandable. But Biggie only had 2 albums, you know what I'm saying, 3 or 4 if you count the stuff that came out after the fact, Born Again and all that stuff, right? Big had, you know what I'm saying, some great music within that time frame. Your favorite record may be one of those, but he's at a disadvantage when it comes to somebody who didn't, you know what I'm saying, come to an early demise, like say Hove. Hove gave you like 14 straight albums, you know what I'm saying? So he gave you way more music to listen to, and he's given himself way more of an opportunity to move himself up your list and into your hearts and then into your minds and saying, okay, Hove is the GOAT, you know? So, like for me, DMX is my favorite rapper of all time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I you see what I said? He is my favorite rapper of all time. I have never once ever said that DMX is the greatest rapper of all time, because I know he isn't, right? But sometimes rappers are going to mean more than just, it's going to be more than just the actual lyrics or, you know, maybe the actual song. Sometimes it's when that music comes into your life, you might be at a mental space. And like for X was, you know what I'm saying, came at a time where it was like, that's what my mind was. Like I needed that energy, you know what I'm saying, describe what I was feeling or going through at the time. So it's like I connected with his energy. You know what I'm saying? Even if I wasn't a sticker boy and doing all the shit that he was doing, you know what I'm saying, verbatim, it was the energy that I connected with. Like I was like, that's what I felt inside. I couldn't necessarily be that person, but I still had that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, like I also want to get to like greatest albums of all time. Like I feel like you gotta build. So just having the greatest artist, you know what I'm saying, is it's like saying James Harden is the best scorer in the NBA. Okay, and what? How many rings does he have? Like, if you building a team, is he gonna be the number one person picked on your team? If not, then what's the point of telling me he's the best scorer in the NBA? Right? Because that means there's more to it than that, right? So for me, I want to who's your favorite artist and what's their best song? Like if give me your list of people, but also tell me why. Like I want to see your list. Like I see somebody who's from the South and Bun B is in their top 10. I like Bun B, but he wouldn't be in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Just off of the top of thinking of names, I wouldn't name Bun B. You know what I'm saying? Scarface would be closer, but he wouldn't be like I don't know what face would place in my list. But if we were talking respect, he'd clearly be top 5 respect wise. You know what I'm saying? I respect his legacy, but as far as like if I was, you know what I'm saying, just putting some music on just by default, it's not gonna be Face, so I wouldn't say he's my favorite rapper, right? But somebody, like if you're from the South, like you feel closer to him, so you're gonna put him on. Just like a guy from New York that's going, like you from Brooklyn, your favorite rapper is probably somebody from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It's the Brooklyn way. Yep, I get all that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Wu-Tang fans. It's like when you talk about the greatest groups, it's like it's hard for me to think about Wu-Tang as a group because like when I think groups, I'm thinking duos, trios. There's like 100 motherfuckers in that group. You know what I'm saying? It was a collective, but they were all, you know what I'm saying, they were uniquely talented and I fuck with Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? I do. I listen to them more as an adult than I did as a kid because I feel like when you're younger, if you're not exposed to certain lifestyles and just the ways of living and the way the lingo, you don't necessarily get it, right? And I was one of those people where it's like I want to get something. So if I don't get it, then I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, be around it. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't around stuff that I didn't understand. So when I'm listening to Raekwon and Ghost, and they, you know what I'm saying, they using a lot of metaphors and all that shit, it's like, to me, it feel like you're doing too much. Whereas Ghostface, ODB, it was like, it was energy. It was like you felt raw energy in his. Method Man is energy. Still lyrics, but just more of energy than anything else. Persona than anything else. So I gravitated more towards them. You know what I'm saying? Never really liked RZA. I respect RZA. Great producer. Great mind for the game. But lyrically, he was just he's just all for me. I needed something more than RZA. But anyway. So when you making these, like, I want to have that's the dialogue that I want to have. Let's not just go straight to who's the greatest rapper, because it's like, okay, that's a boring conversation. Because matter of fact, as soon as you hear somebody say greatest rapper list, like the first people go, oh, here we go again, right? Because it's like it's a great debate that don't nobody feel like having, because it's like it's pointless in a way. Like, so what if you list Jay-Z as the greatest rapper? A 15-year-old right now still not, he can be the greatest. A 15-year-old not gonna listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. So what? A 15-year-old not gonna buy a Michael Jordan jersey. A 15-year-old gonna go get Steph's, KD's, LeBron's, Harden's, Russ. They gonna get somebody playing now. So it's like we need to make sure we, like, if you break down the great song, the great album, it's easier for somebody who isn't exposed to it to digest it. I think on the pod, I can't remember what episode. It might have been on our IG. I can't remember which one it's on. And I was saying, talking about criteria, like, yeah, you gotta have criteria. And it's like, who do you really value as opinion for who's the greatest of all time? Because I feel like if you're not exposed to everybody who can put their name in the hat for being the greatest, if you're not exposed to them, then you can't really give an opinion. And I'm like, you can ask me, I can tell you who my favorites are, but I can't tell you who the greatest rappers are all time, because I don't listen to all of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to Jean Grey. I don't listen to Rhapsody. I don't listen to a lot of these people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I would feel like I'm doing a disservice to the person who asked me and the people who I omit by, you know what I'm saying, making a list and not being able to listen to their music. So if you say, okay, well, who's your favorite rapper? And once you give me your favorite rapper, all right, what's your top 10 favorite? If you had to make a greatest hits of your favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying, music, 10 songs, or 1 song, 2 songs per album, up to 13. So that means if you're a whole fan, you only got 13 songs. So that means that's gonna be an album that a song don't come off of. That's tough, right? I know. It's real tough. But like, you know what I'm saying, like people were having a conversation about Nipsey Hussle and is he a legend? Of course that motherfucker's a legend. You know why he a legend? Not just because he passed, but because, hey, listen, you only need one great body of work. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And he's a legit artist before Victory Lap. But Victory Lap was the album of the year, and it wasn't, nobody was capping. I can pull receipts of plenty of people saying that was the album of the year. As soon as it came out, the second it came out, I was like, oh, this is the album of the year. Like, and it stood up. It stood up. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, a lot more people was like not familiar with his music and not understanding why people like, man, why is Nipsey Hussle getting all this love after the fact? And then they went and listened to the album like, oh, this is a dope album. I mean, and that, unfortunately, that's how it happens a lot of times. You know, I feel like more people like start listening to Juice WRLD's music once he passed. I know a lot of people listening to Extension's music when he passed. A lot of people listening to Mac Miller's music once he passed. Pop Smoke, man, so he was fairly new. A lot of people had to go listen to his. People listen to his music just to find out who they talking about, and it was funny because I actually was like, yeah, I like this dude. I heard like 2 or 3 songs, and then I went to go listen to the album. I like his style, and then it was like the same week. You know what I'm saying? No need to cap. I owe y'all nothing, so I will never cap. I won't lie to you. I don't have no need to prove what points. No points here. I don't get a point for saying I listened to somebody before they died. It don't bring them back to life. Rest in peace to these people. But like, now Nipsey's a legend, and he's a legend for the shit he was doing outside of rap. You know what I'm saying? But definitely as a rapper, he was a legend. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? If I like a lot of the records on Nipsey's albums, like, it would be weird because I would have to just pick songs off of that last album for the majority of it, because he really didn't have albums, unless you want to give credence to mixtape records, which is cool. I'm cool with that, because that's still part of your body of work. Do you count mixtapes when you talking about these artists? Which is interesting, because when you talk about artists, right, and you talk about their legacy and where they place, like Fabulous, I always like when I was a big fan of Fab, Joe Budden, another one. Joe, listen, me and Breeze, that was like, Joey was our mans off the mixtapes, the Clue tapes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Budden was our mans, but he only gave you one mainstream album. That was the first one, and niggas is playing game. You know what I'm saying? Playing with his name off of the first album, but Pump It Up was a hit, and that wasn't even his best record. I don't even think it had the most energy, but I don't even think it was the best record on the album. You know what I'm saying? So he had hits, but we rock with Joey because of his mixtape work. So if you don't know anything about Joe Budden, that means you just not really from that hip hop. I mean that mixtape era where it was like, yo, the late 90s, early 2000s, it was like mixtapes. You was like, if you from here, you know what I'm saying? If you from PG, DC, you was going to a PA Pilot somewhere. You was getting, you know what I'm saying, the latest go-go joint from NEG or Junk or Back. And you was getting the latest, you know what I'm saying, Grand Theft Auto or one of them things, you know what I'm saying? Trying to find out who was going to have the next record. And that's how you knew who was going to have the next album drop, because somebody in the studio working. But so just to bring it back, it's like people playing, like, it's a lot of, it's funny how people wait until you no longer hot, and then they start playing with your name. Like Eminem for one. I find it funny that during his prime, nobody was playing with Eminem's name. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? You might have privately like felt some type of way, but you wouldn't have came out your mouth and said it because everybody was gonna look at you like you was stupid. Like, really? You gonna play with Eminem's name, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Cut it out. Now, since we're like 10 plus years removed from his last real good album, like Encore, I think that was the last one. I don't remember. Gotta jog back to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, oh, Eminem is trash, or he's just not, like, you never say Eminem's trash. I think that last little video with the hand on the hip and rapping fast shit, I thought he was goofy for it. I mean, it takes talent to do what he did, but it's like, it's a bunch of motherfuckers that can rap, but do you got what it takes to make somebody want to listen to you? So all the people who was capping for that fucking record, would you be bumping that shit in your car? You know what I'm saying? If you was DJing a party, would you play that shit at a party? So you wouldn't play it in your car, which is comfort music. You won't play it at a party, which is party music. You damn sure not about to play it in the shower to sing to it. So when would you play this music? Oh, I know. When you trolling on Instagram for likes. That's when. When you trying to just have debate because it ain't shit to do on a Tuesday. So don't tell me that this song is great and I'm a hater if I don't like that shit. It's not that I don't think he's skilled. I just think I'm putting it in perspective. And I'm thinking motherfuckers is lacking perspective when it come to this shit. But anyways, Eminem is he's one of the GOATs. To me, he's one of the GOATs. During his prime, he was clearly higher. But the problem with that is you got to sustain that. Some of you got to sustain it. Some of you get a pass. And I'm going to say it. I think Eminem don't get a pass of sustaining his shit because he's white. Hey, like Lord Jamar said, you are a guest in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? If you are a guest, you got to pay rent, motherfucker. And he ain't paying the rent. Got to get out. Mom ain't going to kick out her baby. You know what I'm saying? Baby can stay till we 50. You know what I'm saying? She wants you to get a job. She wants you to do right by, you know what I'm saying, yourself and you know what I'm saying, prosper. But she not going to kick you to the curb. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying Eminem's kicked to the curb or nothing like that. It's just, you know, I'm analogizing the fact that, like, bro, it's what have you done for me lately? Yeah, you dropped the kamikaze joint where you still spitting bars and you did a better job at Be Selected and your hook work was marginally better. You know what I'm saying? And you really only got, I think you got a lot of the hype off that album because of his beef with Machine Gun Kelly. And some people say he lost that battle to Machine Gun Kelly. So losing the battle to Machine Gun Kelly now where there's social media and people can actually give real input versus perception or everybody rock with him so nobody gonna say nothing, right? And he got all the white people behind him, right? But imagine if he'd actually, like, if Machine Gun Kelly would have went at him back before social media, back before he could have, you know what I'm saying, built some type of a name for himself outside of that battle and people can actually like dissect this shit and it just been record for record. Even if MGK had dropped a better record, niggas would have gave it to M because it's like, oh, that's Eminem. Right? So that's why motherfuckers was like, they just didn't say, niggas wouldn't go at him because like, you gonna give him the win by default. It's like 50. People let 50 win because people, they like, listen, that motherfucker's relentless. It's like, bruh, I'm out here trying to get my bag. You getting your bag, but you got a bigger machine behind you. So I'm not going to get in the ring with you just so you can fuck my bag up. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. So Bama was like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it. You know? But anyways, have criteria for your list and do something more than just having the greatest rapper of all time list. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to some of my hip hop heads and I'm gonna have them start, you know, we're gonna start doing like throwback listening parties. Not necessarily together, but where it's like picking an album that's from a golden era or just a classic album and then have people listen to it and then talk about it and then have some young motherfuckers listening to it. It's like and see where the game was and where, not versus, but and where the game is now, so that you get a understanding of why older rap fans feel the way they feel about the new era, and vice versa. The young motherfuckers should be like, yo, not just listen to this dude's music. Don't listen to his, I hear this a lot of times. Don't listen to his album. You gotta listen to his mixtape, because that's where the real raw shit is. And that's true. That's how, but the thing about it is, that's how it was with us. Like, fuck the album. That's that label shit. Listen to this mixtape where the nigga spitting real shit. And then you get to see what motherfuckers feeling. Like, who you really like. But anyways, I'm tired. I'm not really tired. I'm about to go in here, play some Modern Warfare, get shot a couple times, shoot a couple motherfuckers, switch up, play some basketball, drop some buckets on you, and then I'm gonna call it a night. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to park. You see I got the the HSTCO on me. You see it. It's backwards, but you can spell, right? That's HYESTYLE. Started in 1999. You guys get out of here. It's been fun.